Hi guys, welcome back to my garden. I want to do a garden tour with you because things are changing so much in the garden that I just need to bring you along to share with you everything that's going on in this garden so far. And if I had brought you along yesterday, it would have been even better. I had such a good day yesterday. I came out into the garden and there were some tomatoes ripened, and I had to harvest some tomatoes. I had to harvest some cucumbers, because if you don't harvest your cucumbers before they start maturing to seed, then your cucumbers will die off. And I am just looking forward to where this is going, but I do have to harvest a few things, so I'm going to grab something to harvest these things with, and I'm going to take you out into the garden to show you how things are going and growing. So guys, I've got this basket here, and I know it's not a large basket, but for my garden size, I'm not going to see harvests that are so big that I won't have, that I'll need a bigger basket than this. But let's come along with me and I will show you some things that I need to harvest. Question is always, where do I start? But I'm going to start out in the back here. This is the squash garden, and it is doing so well. But I also show you my corn. So you see along here all the squash that's growing. My corn is doing so well, it's coming along quite nicely. But I have had the squash that's growing all over, and it's literally one of the vines goes across. I had a pumpkin that did not, the fruit fell off over here. Over here, I'll show you the pumpkin later, but there is a pumpkin along there. And then it goes across here, there's a pumpkin there, and up there, there's a pumpkin there. And those ones have also been fertilized well. Then this pumpkin here has gone over this way. And underneath, you'll see there's a pumpkin. Now, it's already turning yellow, so I'm not certain if that is it's gone bad or what's going on there, but we'll have to see. Over here, this is my watermelon, and it was doing so well until something took a bite out of it. So this is why I'm going to harvest a lot of my fruits really early. I was going to leave the tomatoes on the vine until it was warm, but I've decided that that's not going to work for me. So I have some zucchini coming along quite well, and over here, more zucchini coming along. I have, as you see, pruned quite a bit along here, and I'm just letting it go this way and that way, and I've got a zucchini there, zucchinis there, coming along quite well. Then over to this zucchini. This one has finally got its first zucchini coming along, and then there's a few coming along after it, so I'm looking forward to harvesting that in a few days. My kale is actually starting to grow. As you see, there's lots of weeds, but I'm just letting them grow together. And my Swiss chard is coming along quite amazingly. Over here, my strawberry bed. Yes, you would think strawberries would be done, but it's cooler here. Their temperatures have gone down to even to 11 degrees Celsius, but I am actually getting strawberries that are I'm been able to harvest a few small strawberries, and more blossoms are still growing, so that's going well. I've only probably harvested about 8 or so strawberries, but I'm still looking forward to what's to come with that. Broccoli, this one might actually come along, so I'm just letting it go and see where it goes. I've, as you can see, taken off some leaves and some things are being eaten, but I'm just letting it go. The tomatoes here, they're doing quite well. They're growing fairly large, as you can see. I don't know if you can see how big these tomatoes are. They're not ripening yet, but up above it is more really large tomatoes. And then it's got even more tomatoes here, more tomatoes here, and it just keeps going up. So this one is going to be quite successful in getting me a lot of tomatoes. The next one, there is no tomatoes down below, but there's tomatoes here, Then up here, there's more tomatoes. You see this leaf is turning yellow. So I'm just going to snap it off. So then I've got these tomatoes growing quite well all along here. I'm just gonna get rid of some of that, but there is quite a few tomatoes growing here. And this one also has these tomatoes growing and these tomatoes growing. So it's doing quite well. And then this one over here, I already harvested the largest one. This one is going to be maturing soon, but I'm just going to let it color up a bit. Then it's got this huge, I can't even tell you how huge this tomato is, but it is my largest one so far. It's actually bigger than my hand. Then there's this tomato here. Look at those cherry tomatoes over there. This is a cherry tomato over here. And as you see, I've already harvested one cherry tomato. So before anything gets to it, I'm just gonna harvest just a couple of them that are starting to ripen. But as you can see, there's a lot more cherry tomatoes. And I think something's eating the ones right over there, but I'm just gonna let them have it. Leave my other ones alone. But this cherry tomato has cherry tomatoes all over the place. It is just packed full of cherry tomatoes. So I'm just letting it grow wild. Like just so many more new blossoms coming along. It's crazy. Over here I have the mint, and it smells so good. I can smell it, but by touching it, it sends out the scent. Look at that bee playing in the squash. This container cucumber is coming along quite well, and it does have some fruit on it. I did take off one of the cucumbers. It was not growing quite well, but I'm just looking forward to seeing this having more. So just on the outside of my squash garden is this really big pumpkin growing, and if I could show you how big it is, it's quite large already. It's probably the size of a seedless watermelon. And they are continuing to grow more and more flowers, more and more pumpkins, and they grow right up to my neighbor's garage to see what grows in this bed. This is my artichoke plant. There's actually two plants in here, and I did find out that artichokes like lots of space. So I may need to give these two artichokes their own space in the fall, and next year I should get some type of harvest from them. So I may not get anything this year, but let's just keep an eye on it and see what we do get. And I will overwinter these and then bring them out for next year. Over here to my other tomato bed. This tomato is one of the ones that are just growing regular tomatoes, and as you see, some of them are starting to already ripen. It is a rose tomato, so they actually only turn pink, and I'll show you one of them that I have, but it will only be pink. I don't think I have more tomatoes. Oh, I do have more tomatoes in there. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna have some tomatoes soon, and eventually I'm gonna have a lot of tomatoes. But over here this is my Chadwick tomato. Is that my Chadwick tomatoes? No, I think it's just the other one that's fallen over. I just let it fall over. I've not done much pruning or anything to this one. I'm just letting it go along with the cherry tomatoes. So it's a judgment-free tomato. Just letting it grow. Actually, since that one is already starting to ripen, I might just harvest that. See if it'll finish ripening in the house. Over here, I do have another Sun Gold cherry tomato, which I'm so happy I've got 2 of the Sun Golds. I've got 2 Chadwicks, 2 Sun Golds growing. So I'm going to take, look at it's already ripe enough to fall off the vine. And that one actually just popped off as well. And here's my Chadwicks, and all 3 of these I'm taking off. I might actually just, sorry, I just realized I wasn't showing you anything. All of these are all ripening, so I'm just going to chop them off. Put that in the basket. I'm going to take that one off. It's starting to ripen. And I can really smell the basil, which is good because then it'll distract anything that wants to come and try to eat my tomatoes. And to the last Chadwick, which is the one that's growing insanely well. It's just going everywhere. I did find over here, some of them are ripening. I took one off yesterday, and these ones, since they're starting to change, I'm going to take them so that they can continue to grow all of these tomatoes. So it's doing so well. Look at, there's some even down here. It's literally just fallen over top of this bush. And this bush is just like, okay, I'm gonna carry you. And it's just holding on to them, so it's helping me out. Like, look at the tomatoes in here. Look at seeing how many tomatoes are growing. Guys, best year so far. See what I mean by, like, it's not the greatest harvest, and it's not like, oh, I've got a lot of ripe tomatoes, but I want to get them off the vine. Now over here. Now look at this cucumber, and yes, it's not the longest cucumber or the widest cucumber, but as you see, it's already starting to change color down here. And a cucumber, when it thinks it's finished fruiting, like, I might wait till tomorrow to get that one, but its buddy over here is definitely ready to come off. So let us harvest this one. There we go. A beautiful, beautiful cucumber. I was going to take that other one off. I'm just going to let it grow till tomorrow. Let's see if we have any other cucumbers. Yesterday I harvested 5 cucumbers. So we're going to let the remainder grow. So that is the cucumbers. The new ones are doing amazingly well. So much that they've actually vined out higher than the other one. And they're vining over top of my one bean. And look at this bean. It's already growing so high. And I thought it stopped setting fruit. But there is more flowers coming along. Like, look at that. More flowers. And there's more flowers growing on here. And I do have some more beans actually growing. So I'm excited about that. Over here, this tomato, I've already harvested 3 tomatoes off of it. So we just have to wait for these to grow. These to grow. If they grow, I'm just gonna let it finish its course. Like, the tomatoes all were those ones that had multiple blossoms. Some of them did not fruit, so we're just gonna leave that. Now over to the next one though. It's funny how these are all the same varieties grown, all the same seed packet. This one, the tomatoes are doing really well. And because that one is already starting to change color, I'm going to harvest it as well. Let's just harvest that. right at where the vine comes out. I'm just gonna snip it. And I'm gonna take that beautiful tomato indoors. There's more on the other one too. This one's starting to change color too, but I'm gonna let it stay on there for a bit. And I'm gonna help it not struggle as much trying to continue fruiting. This little container cucumber is just starting to finally grow. And of course, we got lots of really moist conditions here. Look at the kale. I could probably harvest a lot of kale. The oregano is going crazy, has not flowered, so that's amazing. The peppers are both growing over there, and my onions are all bulbing quite well. Most of the onions are laying down, but I was letting them grow, and they're getting pretty big. So I'm just keeping them in there. What's this one doing here? I don't know. Oh, it's really not doing anything. Gonna have to pull that one out, but it's a small one. I kind of felt like it was gonna be a small one. There's another one over here. What's it doing? Oh, it's got a pretty big bulb there. I'm just gonna let it continue bulbing up. I still have quite a bit of onions in here, so I'm just gonna let them continue growing. So let's put these into my harvesting basket. My little mini onion. My potatoes. I could harvest this. It's already, as you see, died back. But maybe we can harvest the potatoes today. Garlic is doing, it's really hard to tell what the garlic's doing. It's got multiple leaves growing on it. It actually started growing more leaves recently. And I don't know if it's actually bulbing up or if it's just like a single garlic. So I'm just gonna let it continue growing. The peppers over here, all these little mini peppers, like look, this one has so many mini peppers that is crazy, and it's still fruiting. Now something is coming in and taking a little snack off of some of these, but I'm just letting them continue to grow and mature, and looking forward to that. These are, when they change color, then you'll know that they're ready. Over here, look at the size of this green pepper. I could actually harvest these green peppers right now. It's amazing. It's doing so well. And there's this one over here with the whole cluster of peppers, and their green peppers are doing so well over there. And this one has 4 peppers on it too, and it's doing quite well. Not as well as the other two. This one has little tiny peppers growing, so I'm looking forward to see how they grow. And it's got more flowers growing, and it's doing quite well. Over here, this is another green pepper. It's got more flowers growing, more, but look, so much. And look at this, a huge pepper. And there's another pepper, and there's gonna be so many more peppers growing. So looking forward to that one too. How big that plant is. It's looking so good. Now up to this tomato. It's doing quite well. I harvested a tomato off of it yesterday. These tomatoes are pretty big. They still have some time. They look like they're gonna start turning soon. But I'm just gonna let them grow for a little while longer. And see, this one over here, it's like that first one that had multiple split fruiting, but I'm just gonna let it grow. It's having a hard time, so hopefully it'll finish up fruiting what's on there, and then we'll put it to rest. Now over here, because we are having cooler days, my strawberries are going crazy. They're flowering like crazy. They're setting fruit like crazy. This is the one that I've harvested quite a few strawberries off already. Oh, look at that. There's a strawberry ready to go. And yeah, it's not the largest strawberry, but still delicious. So it's like the snacking for the gardener. As the gardener does all the hard work, they deserve a treat. But yeah, it's growing quite well. Over here, the carrots, still getting pretty big. I've decided we're just going to keep letting it grow. Oh, look at that's actually starting to come out of the ground a bit. Look at that, guys. You can see the root carrot end. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that one. They're doing quite, ooh, guys, oh my word. I gotta water these and let them keep growing. Now my radishes are almost big enough to harvest. Like, look at, most of them have, now I know that you can get radishes that are really big, but these aren't really big radishes, and they're all bulbing up. Like, this one is my biggest one, and it's so beautiful. But they're all starting to bulb up, so I'm so excited for that. And my beets, I probably could have harvested them already. Like, let's see what this one is. Ooh, yeah, I think it's time to harvest these little beets. So I'm just gonna put whatever beets I get, whatever they are, into the basket, and only I will be enjoying these anyways. I love beets, and so they may be small. Yesterday I ate one that was this small, and it was just as delicious as a regular sized beet, so I'm not upset. And this is my first time growing beets. I will try again next year, but hey, let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, that's a pretty good sized one. That's my beets harvest, and I may do this again. Do I pull up any of these radishes or just let them keep growing? I'll just let them keep growing. Forgot to mention the lettuces. I haven't harvested any in a while, but I probably could. It's starting to dwindle down. I probably could even start, take all this out and start some fresh seeds. It's the cooler weather. And my oregano is doing quite well in here too. Now there's this last determinate tomato. I'm gonna just harvest this one tomato, and then I'm gonna let the rest keep growing. There we are. So guys, that's my beet harvest right there. I can't wait to clean those up, cut them down, and put them in a pickling jar. And this is the other stuff that I harvested today. Not too bad. Okay guys, like here is my potato harvest. I'm thinking there's got to be at least 10 pounds of potatoes here. And along with my tomatoes and my beets, I'm gonna say this was super successful. If you enjoyed this harvest video, my largest harvest so far, just give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to follow along on my journey just to see what more things I can harvest and how this garden grows for 2022, just go ahead and click that subscribe button and follow along on my journey. Thank you so much for coming along with me today in my garden, and until next time, take care. Bye.